So you just picked up server rack batteries and a rack to place them in, and you want to determine what wire size to use so you don't burn your house down. Really important question. We're actually going to go through that today. A lot of it depends on the server rack itself. Does your rack have bus bars built into it or does it not? That actually makes some determination in the wire diameter that you're going to use to connect everything together. So I have both scenarios set up. We're going to go through it. By the end of the video, you'll know what gauge wire is correct for you. Whenever that you're wiring up your setup, you need to determine, number one, how many amps does your inverter draw? And that's a really important question. So my inverters draw 250 amps each. And then from there, you're going to look at your battery bank. So let's just say this eco-worthy battery bank was completely full. That means that it can put out 600 amps continuous. Now, this rack has integrated bus bars built into the side. You can see them right there. And a lot of the nicer racks have them, especially if you look at the EG4 racks, which can either hold 3 EG4 batteries or 6 EG4 batteries, and those have amazing bus bars on them. But looking at this one, it does have full-length bus bars. You can put 6 batteries in it. Now, when you're connecting these batteries to the bus bar, you're going to have these supplied cables that come with most batteries. And typically it is 4-gauge wire, and 4-gauge wire at 90C can handle just under 100 amps. Now it can go higher because a lot of these have better insulation, so it can handle a higher temperature. So for this cable is fine for a single server rack battery with a 100 amp BMS. Now you might say, what protects this cable from catching on fire? It is the circuit breaker that is built into each of these server rack batteries. So you can see this breaker is rated for 125 amps, and that's what protects this wire. Now, looking at this rack, once again, you have 6 batteries that can fit in it. So that is a maximum of 600 amps that can connect to this bus bar to your inverter. Now, most of these inverters are going to use a much smaller amperage. Once again, this is 250 amps, and it has a 300 amp breaker. And EG4 recommends for this 12,000 XP, use a pair of 2-aught cable or a single 4-aught cable. Well, 2-aught cable can handle approximately 200 amps. 4-aught cable can handle approximately 250 or a little bit better. And a lot of times this depends on the quality of the cable, if it is rope lay construction, such as welding wire, and it makes a big difference in its current carrying capacity, along with the type of insulation that is used. So with this, I can use these standard 4-gauge cables connecting each battery up, and it'll work just fine. And it's perfectly safe. However, connecting these bus bars to this inverter, I have to ensure that it can handle 250 amps, and that would be a pair of 2-aught cable or a single 4-aught cable. Now, if I have a pair of these racks, then I can do a single 2-aught cable from one going to the inverter, and then the second rack would have its own 2-aught cable going to the inverter, and that's perfectly fine. Now, I always recommend using T-class fuses because they do blow faster than a breaker would. It's just the safer way of doing it. Now, this one is rated for 250 amps, and it's 4-aught cable. If you have a rack that does not have built-in bus bars, as you connect each one of these batteries together with shorter cables, such as this, you are limited by the thickness of the cable, and you are no longer protected by these breakers. Let me explain. Each one of these batteries can put out 100 amps. If I connect each one of these together with this 4-gauge cable, I can handle a total of 100 amps of continuous output, and that is it. And if I use 4-gauge cable to then connect to my inverter, I have an inverter with a 300 amp breaker connected with 4-gauge cable. That is a fire waiting to happen. Once again, you want to have a pair of 2-watt cable from your racks to your inverter or a single 4-watt cable. So what does that mean? It means that each one of these battery terminals, as they connect together, is the bus bar. So if you are using just this cable, you have a problem. It needs to be the same thickness as the cable that is connecting to your inverter. So if I have a single rack of 6 batteries and I'm connecting it up to that inverter and I'm trying to get the maximum output, I need to use 4-aught cable from this top battery to the inverter, and then on the positive from this bottom battery to the inverter. And then each one of these connecting together would need to be 4-aught. And that would give me the ability to move 250 plus amps to the inverter, and that breaker now is your protection. Once again, I would add in a T-class fuse because it is going to blow faster than a breaker, and it always works. Breakers can fail, breakers can malfunction, fuses don't. They either pop or they don't. So when you look at this, if you say had 2 of these racks and you have 2-watt cable for the first one connecting to the inverter and then the second one connecting to the inverter, once again, you would need 2-watt cable connecting all the positives together and 2-watt cable connecting all the negatives together. So it's very important. And once again, if you have 2 racks, you can connect them to the same 250 amp fuse, connect them both here, say one going this way and one going that way. You can stack 2 lugs, and that is perfectly safe and that would work. But the better way, and what I do, is for each string, they get their own dedicated T-class fuse. So this one would have its own string and it would have a T-class fuse and it would connect to the inverter. And then the second one would be a string and it would have its own T-class fuse and then connect to the inverter. And that is going to be, in my opinion, the safest way to connect it up. In summary, make sure that you're using the right cable so you don't burn your house down. So if you have a server rack that has integrated bus bars, it's fine to use these 4-gauge cables to connect to the bus bar, but you have to use either a pair of 2-watt or a single 4-aught to connect to your 12,000 XP or any 12,000, 10 to 12,000 watt inverter. If you have one without bus bars, you need to make sure that if you're using 2-watt cable to connect to your inverter or 4-aught cable, that you're using the exact same cable thickness connecting all the batteries together, because a rack of 6 batteries can put out 600 amps. So you want to make sure that if you're using, say, 2-watt cable, that it's fused to protect that 2-watt cable, which is generally going to be around a 200 amp fuse. That's it. Thanks again for watching Mike's Solar Garage. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and please check out winsolarforum.com. A lot of tips and tricks there as well. Thanks again.